Early in the morning.
What's going on, the people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and wow, the end of that episode was very interesting, guys. I'm conflicted with my feelings. This Tanya girl, she does so much wrong, guys. She does so much wrong, and she mugged off Martin this episode fiercely. But the gesture at the end, they're the type of things that you need to do to prove you're sorry in it. I feel like I will give her credit for what she did at the end there. But again, I'm a balanced individual, guys, and everything Tanya does right, or everything she says right, she also says things that they're just way off. So guys, let's get straight into this video, man. Like the video with me, hit the bell to be notified for me. Please press that subscribe button for me. Merchandise in the description below. Thank you to everyone who joined my live yesterday, and all the people that watched it afterwards as well. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. That was one of the best lives I've done, just to connect to people, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you lot, man, I really do, thank you. So the episode starts with the aftermath of that whole cringy fest yesterday, and Will basically says that he knows that it's not gonna go back to normal, and he recognizes that and he's gonna try. Will is a sincere guy. You can tell when he's genuine in terms of he really was mortified with his actions in it. He just got lost in the sauce before in Casa Amor, and it's pathetic. He's like a dog on the heat, just looking around, just getting excited, and then reality hit very quickly, and you can tell he's genuine, and he's clearly got the self-awareness to know that it's not just over just like that. You got to work on it. So I'll give Will credit for that. Olivia pulls Kai for a chat. I'm probably gonna give her a donut today, guys. I mean, listen, she's got a record. She is a record donut. I feel like Olivia has been donut a day maybe 20 times already, bro. To be fair, I'm not gonna grill her that much today because it's not like she said any quotables that really got under my skin today, but she just looked pathetic, genuinely. And do you know why she's pathetic? She's talking about, I'm torn, but you literally brought back Max, man. You literally brought back Max, and you know me, man. I'm a elite psychologist, yeah, body language expert, yeah, you get me? And I've been in these shoes before as well. You see Kai's reaction? That was the reaction of a man who has truly, in his heart of hearts, moved on. He has not one little inkling of feelings, of appreciation, of even like he almost resents Liv. He actually doesn't like Liv. You can tell when someone's body language, someone's demeanor, when they've moved on from someone, and you can tell when someone hasn't. Liv was just playing all these games, the same thing she accused him of, she was doing this. The exact same thing that we've been saying. She projected her own insecurities and game playing nature on him. She's the one playing all these games, and he's the one who genuinely has moved on. He wants nothing to do with Liv, and her ego, she can't fathom it. Days have gone by and she still can't wrap her head round. Like, it just goes to show you that maybe she actually did like Kai more than she let on, and she just played games. She played games by bringing Maxwell in, all this stuff, all this projection, and you mugged yourself off. You've got donut. Listen, if you look on my live yesterday, she's a turd donut. In fact, she's just turd, but you're today's turd donut, because the fact that she wanted an apology for what? Just because the fake comment. Now, she's just talking about how she wants to know where the fake comment came from. Listen, he's just saying, this is how I felt at the time. I mean, he could have explained it, but I love the fact he didn't, because her mind, you can see it, she's doing the cogs, her cogs are turning, she's trying to make sense of it. Me fake, why? What happened? I thought we were good, you told me all this and now it's not. Bro, he don't want you. Move on. And I'm so glad he didn't give her what she was looking for. She just wanted some sort of justification for the fake comment. And he was just like, man, we can just agree to disagree on it. We're moving on. And his body language said all you needed to know. He's completely washed his hands with that girl. And I'm so happy he's the only one to stand up to her. And he must win this show. He's keeping it so true. He's literally like, we don't even have to cross paths here. We genuinely don't even have to cross paths in the villa. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. And this is the same guy, yeah, that said to Ron earlier in the season, listen, there's gonna be some people in here that we're not gonna be friends with. Do you understand that? And that's real. He has that awareness. That actually proves he's not fake. That proves he's not fake, because he's realistic enough to think, you know what? I'm actually not gonna be friends with that person afterwards. I'm actually not gonna be friends. I'm not gonna be civil with that girl. Like, we'll just move on. Also, we'll not be friends with that girl. We can just be civil and move on. You get it? So, and she's just like, it's like talking to a brick wall, and it's like talking to a brick wall. Oh yeah, fuck off, man. Her ego just can't take it. And then Jessie as well. Jessie, who's Olivia's little lapdog. Yeah, it just shows how fake he is and whatever she said. I can't remember. She was just whatever. Jessie, shut up and focus on your own relationship, please. This the next morning comes around and they're just reviewing the hideaway, and Tom says, we're really set on each other now. Bro, the way you're saying it is like you haven't done about a million things wrong to get to this point, and the fact that no one new has come in, by the way. There is no bombshells now, you understand? I mean, there might be one that comes in, but everyone's set. Tom, I don't trust Sawdust Tom as far as I can throw him, bruh. Sorry, I missed a very key point here. Before they went to bed, Tanya goes down to kiss Shaq. And I thought, it's funny because me and my brethren were talking in a group chat. He was basically saying that's looking like some sexual A type of thing. That's looking like some SA, you get me? We're joking because it was quite forceful tactics. Do you understand? It was quite like back against the wall, cornered Shaq while he was half asleep, gave him a get like, it was I know some people are gonna think it's cute and maybe like a bit like a movie, but I felt like it's not manipulative, but it was kind of, I don't know. It was a weird tactic. It was an interesting tactic, and I think she knows how much Shaq loves her or feels for her, and that's the kind of tactic that you know is going to get him on side. It was interesting. It was an interesting tactic. All the boys are making the girls food, and Olivia comes out and goes, "Oh, you can't rush perfection. Get out of here, man." And Martin makes Tanya breakfast, and basically he wants answers. Now, guys, let's be real here. None of us like Martin. We all don't give a shit about Martin. He's rich Niger man. Nigerians will tell you that. He's got an air of arrogance about him. He is cocky in a way, and I really can get him off my screen immediately. But I'm not biased. And I agree, Tanya's behavior has changed. And I said it in my live yesterday. I felt that Tanya's been gaslighting him. And what I mean by that here is it's a fact that her behavior has changed since Casa Amor. That's a fact. They both know that. Yeah, they were all over each other on Casa Amor. All over each other on Casa Amor. It was surprised they took so long to kiss. They were looking into his eyes, all this. She was all over him. This is why we binned her in the first place. This is why we canned her in the first place, because she was trash. Completely disrespected Shaq. But I'm not going to support this argument here that he's forcing her to give her an answer. I don't buy it, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe some content creators might disagree. I don't agree with that at all. I firmly believe he is justified in his reasoning, because he is sharp enough to clock that her behavior has categorically changed, guys. And she basically didn't have the balls to say it until she got annoyed at Martin. What she is, she's a very stubborn girl. And she doesn't really like being told what to do and how to feel and these things like that. She likes to do it her way or no way. Even though I believe Martin is right in kind of saying, listen, like, where's your head at? Because he said that to her, it almost pushed her even more away. And then that's what gave her the strength to say, listen, let's lock this off. She should have locked this off so much sooner. She should have locked it off in yesterday's episode, because it's clear that she wanted Shaq after this. Do you understand? So I'm not going to sit here and cuss Martin for feeling the way he feels, because she has changed. And he's literally asking the questions like, where's your head at? Like, where is it really at? Because she's very young and very immature, she takes that as like why are you on to me? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, relax, innit? Let me have my time. But no, that's not how this works. You were all over him in Casa Amor. Since you've been back, you're not. He is well within his rights to question why. It's as simple as that. But either way, Martin, get out of here as well, man. You're dead anyway. Sanam and fake ass Liv turd speaks, and she just, again, this whole, the fake comment's playing on my mind. Oh, I feel like he threw it in my face. Oh, shut up. You're not the main character. You truly are. You're not even the side dish. You're the thing that comes out my arse after I've eaten the main and the side dish and dessert. You understand? You're that. And again, Sanam with this, I'm a girl's girl, and all this girl's girl stuff, what does that even mean anyway? And she really tried to get in her head by saying, you know, everything he's saying to you, he said to me, and all this stuff. Listen, you're nobody. He doesn't want you, he doesn't care about you. Humble yourself and go back to the boy that you replaced him with. So basically, Tanya tells Jessie that she kissed Shaq. And she's just explaining how, you can tell, let deep it, the way she talks about Shaq to Jessie. Oh, how I wanted to give him a hug him tight. I wanted to give him a long kiss. The physical's not there with Martin. You know, this place gives you tests, but it works. But then she goes and chats to Martin, and she dances around the convo. He's asking you directly. He is asking you directly, how do you feel? He doesn't even see what we see. He hasn't seen the conversation with Jessie. He hasn't seen when she was talking to the girls about but yet he can still see that she's changed. That's why he is completely justified in asking her Wagwan. Kai gets a text to go on a date with Sanam, and then again Olivia, she's doing all this fake smiley this, but then she's like, oh, I hope she tips him out. Whatever, get out of it. Tanya and Martin speak again. He's like, you know, what's going on? And she's like, I'm just thinking. And I'm just sitting here thinking, just tell him. And he goes, you know, why is it now you're thinking? He's clocked that he ain't in the conversation no more. She's basically blaming him. Tanya, again, stubborn. She struggles to take accountability until right at the end of the episode. She really struggles to take her accountability of her own actions, and she's blamed Martin for pushing her away. I don't agree with that. Unless Martin has been asking and pressuring her off camera that we don't see, then I don't buy it. Because he even says, listen, I've been trying to give you your space. And I actually believe him. I do believe he's allowed her some space to figure it out. But he just wants answers, and I think that's completely fair. She's talking about how he's pushed me to the edge. Come on. Honestly, as much as I'm going to give Tanya credit very shortly for what she did in the end with Shaq, man, there in the audience, I stand by what I said time ago. Please avoid Tanya's of the world like the plague. Kai and Sam go on a date. I'm not gonna lie, it was cute. You know, he basically reiterates how it's so effortless with her. Like it's easy to talk. They get on so well, and you can tell, yeah, it's different between him and Sanam versus him and Olivia. Now, don't get me wrong, he was giddy. I'm not gonna sit here and just suck Kai's ass. He was giddy around Liv. He was excited. He was gassed, and I thought he liked Liv a lot more than she liked him. But the fact of the matter is, what he said after the date is what it is. I believe him when he said, I thought I knew what I had with Olivia. I thought I knew this was right, versus I know this is right. And I believe him. He knows this is right with Sanam, and versus what he thought he knew with Oliv. You get it? Tom and Sammy speak, and honestly guys, I'm so shocked with Sammy's response to the poem. Like, no man has ever done anything like that for her in her life. Now, the bar is so low, guys. The bar is in hell if that's all you gotta do. Bro, as I said yesterday, I could be lobotomized and do a better poem than that, fam. And man, that's all it took. I mean, don't get me wrong, again, the sentiment is nice, because she's like, oh, you know, people can buy you bags and do this and do that, but, you know, the sentiment, fam, you're in Love Island Villa. He can't buy you nothing. That's the only thing he can do. Don't get me wrong, Sammy is still the best girl in the villa by far. It's just, I just can't believe how low the bar is, that was all it took for her to say she trusts him again. Like, what? Wow. Well, no, honestly, wow. Shaq and Tanya speak, and he asks her, like, what was that all about? And she says, you know, my heart has been hurting. I just wanted to give you a hug, and rah, rah, rah. And she said, I love you, and they're having bants. And again, you can just tell them they're way more suited to each other than Martin is. But as Nicole says, they're not suited at all. They're just not. Like, they're not suited at all. And Tanya, maybe Tanya in 4 or 5 years, may be suited, but she's way too immature in my opinion, and I feel like there will be way more examples where they clash outside the villa. They're extremely stubborn, they'll get hot and heavy, and she won't take accountability for something she's done that's disrespectful. He might not be able to communicate because he's angry, and then he mugs himself off, and they're not built for each other. I'm not, like, don't get me wrong, they were cute today, I'm not gonna lie to you, they were cute, but I'm not gonna stand them. I'm just not gonna stand them still. Tanya and Martin finally have the conversation, and she essentially says it's not the same from Casa. When she said that, I was like, she could have said that yesterday. She could have even said it the day before. She has been off with him since they've been back. She finally grew a pair and said it. She's talking about, you know, where is this glue, you know, rah, rah, rah. She actually said, I put my all into you when we've been back. You didn't. Guys, Tanya, you didn't. You didn't. And this is where she highlights her immaturity. She thinks spending time with him is putting her all in. Now, ladies in the audience, yeah, be real with yourselves. How many times have you spoken to a man? You could be 1 week in, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, and it's going amazingly. And something happens. It could be you sleep with each other. It could be whatever. It could be anything. And he instantly switches. And on the surface, you think, like, everything's going well, but in your gut's telling you, has he pulled away? Like, what's going on here? Women, I know, I can bet 95% of women watching this video right now have had the exact same experience, where you're dating someone, you're thinking it's going well, and you notice, your female intuition clicks in, you notice him pull back, you notice him draw back. It could be later good mornings. It could be delay in messages. It could be him not managing expectations as much. Whatever it is, you've clocked it. That is exactly what Tanya has done to Martin. She is basically the man in the thing, but it doesn't make it right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree with Chicane TV. Yeah, Chicane TV basically said that it's because she's a black woman that she's not really afforded that luxury, and I do agree with that. But it doesn't make her behavior right though, innit? It actually doesn't, because yeah. Boys can get, double standards exist, and boys can get away with certain things, and even maybe white women can get away with certain things. But Tanya's behaviour has been foul when it came to Shaq, and even the way she communicates with Martin, it hasn't been good. She has pulled back, guys, she has. And I agree with Martin where he says, I disagree with you. You haven't put your energy into me. Yeah, you did in Casa Amor, but you haven't since we've been back. I just think she's stubborn. and she doesn't like being told what to think and what to do. Do you understand? And because she already knows that she likes Shaq, it annoys her more. Being around Martin annoys her even more. Do you understand? So that's what it is. Yeah, they end up. I'm gonna skip through the rest of this. Like the VIP performance, I have no idea who Jax Jones is, and I have no idea who Callum Scott is. But it's crazy that when the VIPs come in, that's usually the worst episode of the season. Ron and that was saying, and Lana was saying, this is the best night in the villa. That's how you know this season's bad, boy. Oh my god. Liv really thought she was in some music video shoot and get me all this stuff. Before I talk about before I talk about Tanya's confession, Casey and Tom, I'm gonna add Casey and Tom to the suspect list alongside Will. Because bro, they got into the bath naked, bro. Like, I'm sorry, that's not on, man. Like, it's just not. Like, if two male friends don't get in the bath like naked, they don't. This is the Oyin demographic, yeah? Oyins love doing this stuff. They think this is banter. They think like kissing each other's banter and all this stuff. This is a real Oyin move. Like, you get me? Two brothers would never get in a bath together, bro. It's just what it is. Like, especially, bro, even the way they even had a three-way kiss in it. And like, don't get me wrong, like, three-way kiss, yeah, in the moment, whatever. But then it was the aftermath. It was kind of like the way they were joking about kissing each other and stuff. And I'm thinking, rah. Now don't get me wrong, I don't actually think they're rainbow in it, but this is how their man move, man. I can't even lie still. Obviously not everyone, but that's just their band still. Tanya gets on stage, and when she got up there, I knew exactly what she was gonna do, and I thought, you know what? Let's see how she delivers this. And she didn't disappoint. There was a lot of emotion in it. So much so that even Sammy was crying. Like, there was genuine emotion there, and I'm not gonna bash Tanya for her speech. I'm conflicted because there was real sincerity in the speech. It was very genuine, and she basically apologized to him in front of the entire villa. And her rationale behind it, I've got to give her brownie points for, because she said, listen, I came in the villa in front of everyone with Martin. So if I'm going to apologize and make this right, I want to do it in front of everyone. You get credit from me for that. I respect that. I'm not going to lie to you, I do. She explains how she's ended things with Martin on a mutual ground. But where this girl mugs herself off, and like every single time she does something good, she has to do something bad. She then admitted, right, that she snuck downstairs and kissed Shaq. And I thought, you silly, silly girl. Because this justifies Martin's feelings. He's asking you, how do you feel? He's saying to you, you pulled away from me. Like, I don't get that. Just explain to me how you feel. And she's saying, no, I just want time. I just need to rah, rah, rah. All while she knows that she went downstairs the night before to hug him and kiss him. That is something you should have told him. That's a fact. I refuse to support that. I refuse to support the fact that she kissed my man and had all the opportunity to tell him all day. She didn't. Tanya just is genuinely useless when it comes to dealing with men, because she always knows how to upset one. She upset Shaq by moving on with Martin. She's now upset Martin by moving on with Shaq. And you can put the blame partially on Shaq for moving mad and arguing. You can put the blame partially on Martin for, you know, pressuring her or whatever you want to say. But the fact of the matter is, the common denominator in both examples is Tanya and her behavior towards them and lack of communication with them. It's only when her back's against the wall that she finally has the courage to say what it really is on her mind. You get it? And again, I'll give her brownie points for what she did today. I really will, because to do that in front of everyone, she nearly started crying. I know she meant it, but everyone deserves a second chance in it. I think she just has to work at it. The same way Will has to work at it, the same way Tom has to work at it. I think Tanya deserves a second chance as well. She just has to work at it. It was just little more than a quick fling in Casa. Like, she's got a track record of disrespecting Shaq in it. So I'm not even trying to be biased against black women, or I can imagine some dickheads in the comments trying to say that. It's not that thing at all. The actions have been different and her behavior has been different. But to keep it fair and to keep it level, she can get another chance from me. It's just, I just don't rate Shaq. If he, you know, I think it's moist. I think if you did that to me, I already know where I stand. You will be cut off in it. It's simple as that. Whatever. Let's give her another chance. Let's give her another chance. Martin's face, like Martin was fuming. Like he was just like I get it. And the preview, he basically calls her a liar. I've spoken a lot about Tanya this episode. You know my thoughts. I think she has lied to an extent. But maybe not necessarily lied, yeah. but she's omitted the truth. And she has omitted key bits of information about her feelings and where her head's at. So omission, I'm not gonna say she categorically lied, but I think the omission of how her lack of kind of complete transparency, it was a problem. Do you understand? And I'm ready for that beef. I'm really ready for that beef. I'm ready for that kickoff still. And I think Tanya's just completely tired of Martin's shit. Martin's tired of hers, and is what it is, man. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you lot in the next video. Peace.